on the journey toward net zero, and perhaps even beyond it. Net zero investment strategies are essential to ensure not only a resilient planet, but a resilient portfolio.
Proactively preparing for the future is at the very heart of the work of asset owners and managers. In this scenario, climate and sustainability objectives are gaining momentum as key components of future-oriented planning. This approach is proving to be as beneficial as it is necessary.
In each stage of the investment cycle, pursuing net zero has the potential to enable asset owners and managers to reduce friction points and capitalize on unique opportunities. Starting with the recognition of net zero asset owners as partners for forward-thinking co-investors and as employers of choice for environmentally conscious talent. A net zero strategy is also a powerful tool throughout the decision-making and portfolio management optimization phases, as the strategy and related processes can help identify new investment opportunities, climate-related risks, as well as decarbonization levers that can lead to cost-cutting opportunities within the entire portfolio. Finally, we've seen that when it comes to performance evaluation and exiting investments, asset managers who consciously pursue net zero strategies can have greater influence over policy than their peers and can better align strategic exit opportunities with like-minded partners.
In addition to these potential benefits across the investment lifecycle, there's also a growing interest and commitment amongst the global investor community to tackle climate change and advance towards a net zero world. As a first step to limit global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius, we need to reduce the annual emissions of global greenhouse gas by 50% by 2030, pursuing the 2050 net zero target. Studies show that the global investment of $3 to $5 trillion per year is needed to achieve these targets by 2050, in line with the Paris Agreement. Our research has found that globally a total of $100 to $150 trillion is needed over the next 3 decades to decarbonize industries, build renewable energy and green infrastructure, and support adaptation and resilience projects around the world.
The current capital deployed provides only 16% of the total required to mitigate climate effects and adapt processes and infrastructure worldwide. So we have a long way to go. However, we are seeing some improvement, which makes us hopeful. For example, fundraising for climate transition funds reached $75 billion in 2022. That's a 29% increase from 2021. Positive momentum was also seen in 2023. At COP28, a $30 billion climate transition fund was launched in partnership with global asset managers such as BlackRock, Brookfield, and TPG.
A net zero strategy entails a review of an organization's greenhouse gas emissions that is classified under scopes. For asset owners, it will be on Scope 3, Category 15 on investment-related emissions, or the aggregated Scope 1 and Scope 2 emissions of the companies in their portfolios. 3 main reference bodies guide this aim: the Net Zero Asset Owner Alliance, the Paris-Aligned Investment Initiative, and the Science-Based Targets Initiatives. Their frameworks are valuable guideposts in charting the way to sustainable, future-proof portfolios.
Globally, top asset management companies are increasingly aligning their strategies to achieve net zero portfolios. Most have set a target of 2050 or sooner. Strategic investing initiatives such as decarbonization funds and climate infrastructure funds are unlocking momentous opportunities to pioneer next-generation technology, resilient energy systems, and a net zero global economy. In our experience, over 50% of CO2 emissions can be abated while generating a positive or cost-competitive impact on the bottom line. Identifying these decarbonization levers and investing in them will increasingly become important for investors to decarbonize their portfolios. Such levers include energy and material efficiency, as well as renewable energy sources like solar PV and wind.
Now in 2024, we are seeing continued interest in areas such as energy and transportation, which are the 2 largest emitting sectors and where private finance dominates. Emerging technologies such as battery storage and hydrogen are beginning to attract private finance thanks to falling production costs, increased consumption, and policy support. However, they remain far from their potential scale. Estimates suggest that nature-based solutions can provide 37% of the mitigation until 2030 to achieve the targets of the Paris Agreement.
Now is the time for forward-thinking asset managers and asset owners to act.
And as the principal strategy and action partner to COP28, here at BCG, we are proud to support the GCC region as it continues to drive the net zero agenda forward.
Where both financial and non-financial metrics point in the same direction, the question is not if you should act, but how soon you can. That's why we're driving investment in net zero now, in the GCC and beyond.